Hello, everyone. Thank you for taking the time out to join the webinar Modernizing Business Functions with eSignatures. We're excited to have you all here. I'm Sudeep Kumar, and I lead product marketing at Signeasy. Prior to that, I've been doing technical and product marketing for over 10 years in the cloud platform as a service and low-code platform areas. And during that experience, I really got to understand the challenges that enterprise IT and line of business users face during their digital transformation journey. And I hope to bring that perspective to our discussion today. And with me, I have Asra, who is the lead product manager at Signeasy. I'll let her introduce herself.
Hi, Sudeep. Thank you. Hello, everyone. This is Astra here. Thank you for taking the time to join us today. To speak a little about myself, I have spent the last 5 years in the eSignature space. I started my journey as an engineer and then transitioned into the product management role. During this course of 5 years, I have witnessed the eSignature value stream rapidly grow and transform the entire document lifecycle management. The pandemic definitely have further catalyzed its adoption, and it has been a way for us to do business more effectively and efficiently in this remote world. So yeah, I have seen the entire ups and downs in the industry in the past 5 years, and it has been an absolutely amazing experience. Over to you, Sudeep.
Thank you, Asra. So we have an exciting session ahead of us today. And in the first half, I'll be sharing with you some industry insights on how companies are prioritizing their digital transformation spends and the benefits of eSignatures to various business functions. We'll also look at a few eSignature use cases and share with you key parameters to evaluate eSignature platforms. And in the second half, Asra has lined up an interesting demo of the Signeasy platform to give you an overview of the key capabilities. So you'll want to stay tuned for that. And we'll also do a Q&A at the end of the session. So if you have any questions during the presentation, please share them on the Zoom Q&A or chat. So without further ado, let's dive right in. So how many of you have seen some variation of this cartoon going around on LinkedIn, right? Not so long ago. I think Tom Fishburne at Marketunist has done a really good job of portraying how the pandemic has really accelerated digital transformation at many companies, right? And how it was able to break through the long-standing resistance and silos. In fact, the crisis also is setting the agenda now and the priorities of where digital transformation focus and efforts will be. And we'll talk a bit more on that in the slides to come. But Asta, meanwhile, what have you seen in the last few years, talking to customers at Signeasy?
Yeah, sure. Like I would like to take this opportunity to share, a quick success story of one of our customers whom we have onboarded during the core pandemic in the year 2020. So the customer is Covina Valley. They are a school district out of California. So as usual, all schools, they basically function, their paperwork is completely offline, right? The continuous process of printing out a hard copy and processing the paperwork and then sharing it with their internal and external stakeholders in person. That is how their entire paperwork was managed until COVID-19 hit them overnight, right? And as soon as they shut their doors, they had to shut their doors indefinitely. And then they started looking for an e-signature solution. And basically, they still needed a process to continue with all of their paperworks. And given the abruptness of this transition, they were looking for a solution which can basically help them come on board with little to no training, right? Basically, the ease of use. Hence, Signeasy was the perfect solution for them with very less training, with the ease of use that we have in our platform. They were able to get onboarded with us in less than a week, and they could continue all of their paperwork. They basically translated everything from offline to online within a week, and without any disruption in their workflow, right? So this was one of the examples that I'm very proud to share with you all. This is how SignEasy helped Covina Valley in 2020.
Yeah, I think that's a great story, but it's also scary, isn't it, to having to go
Yeah,
through that kind of transformation overnight, right? And
definitely.
I'm sure businesses want to be better prepared, so that's why we are seeing that there is a increase in the digital transformation spending, which is expected to be 1.8 trillion this year, and and going upward towards 2 trillion in 2023 and beyond. And what we are also, in fact, seeing is that more than half the global economy is expected to be based on or influenced by digital. So, that is the pace of the digital transformations and, the spending. Now that we know that, let's talk about where the companies are focusing their digital transformation efforts. Right. Now, in terms of business priorities, creating new digital offerings is still the number one priority. And given the learnings from the pandemic, companies are also prioritizing self-service and online engagement via digital channels. Right. The reason is that consumer behavior has changed. People want things on demand, for self-service, right? So, but to be able to truly transform, the heavy lifting needs to be done, needs to come in through automation, right? So that's why automation of processes by reducing human-based tasks is a key priority for businesses. Not just that, I mean, automation also reduces the human-induced errors and it really speeds up the processes. Another priority is also establishing digital trust in order to support the new digital offerings and the self-service engagement that we talked about, right? Now, same thing, that was the business priorities. Now, if you look at the technology priorities, which needs to support the business priorities, as more and more consumers interact with businesses digitally, they need to store this increased data and analyze it. So hence, the priority is business intelligence, data warehousing, right? And businesses also want to move data from their spreadsheets and document repositories into their business applications like CRMs, ERP, HCM solutions, right? So, but at the same time, a lot of data is still in the non-digital format. So businesses are prioritizing electronic document capture, processing, and management, right? And they're also connecting devices or sensors to analyze data. Now, if you take all of this together, especially these highlighted priorities where automation of paper-based processes via electronic document capture is combined with the need for self-service and digital offerings, what it is fueling is the adoption of e-signatures, right? So let's double click on that. What we saw was electronic signature as a market was $4 billion in 2021. But because of the growing adoption, it is expected to grow to 4 times the size to 16 billion plus in 2026. That's a compounded annual growth rate of 33%, right? And what are the key drivers, right? So like we have seen in the previous slides, digital transformation is the number one reason. And like Asra shared the story, people don't want to go through that, or so they are preparing better through investing in digital transformation initiatives, right? And what the pandemic has also done is the distributed nature of work, right? Employees are hybrid work in terms of employees being remote as well as partners being remote. So all the processes need to support this hybrid work scenario. So that is also one of the key drivers of e-signature adoption. Apart from that, e-signatures are also seeing tailwind from adjacent investments in enterprise file sharing and digital process automation markets, right? So that's where they are also supporting these automation initiatives. And finally, decarbonization and sustainability initiatives are key for businesses now. In fact, according to a study, more than 90% of the companies are saying that they want to implement some objectives to reduce carbon by the end of 2023 itself. So even here, I think, Asta, if you have seen any, what have been the drivers for SignEasy customers to adopt e-signatures?
Sure. So, Sudeep, at Signeasy, I think it is definitely a mix of the multiple drivers that you have put it out here. While in the last 1.5 years, we have seen that, due to this hybrid work culture, uh, the onboarding processes like Covina Valley, how the example that I shared, how quickly they had to transform everything because of hybrid work has been one of the major drivers. But then, like we had companies like Rappi, Aruba Bank, Sono Motors, who have been using Signeasy way before pandemic, right? So their main purpose of using Signeasy was to streamline their document workflows and fulfilling their e-signature needs. So, so to just sum it up, I think like all of these factors, all of these drivers have been the primary reasons for the adoption of e-signature. Just to touch a little bit on Sono Motors. It is a German based company who have been with us for quite some time now. They are into the development of electric solar cars, right? So considering the field they are in, they have a strict no paper policy, right? Because they are too much into like the saving the environment, and going paperless is obviously a more eco-friendly choice that they would want to achieve, right? And then e-signature and Signeasy was the answer for that, and it was a way to go for them, right? And that adds up how decarbonization and sustainability has also, as you mentioned, that it is soon gaining as one of the important factors for adopting e-signatures.
Yeah, I think the companies don't want to go back to the print, scan, fax routine
Yeah,
anymore. I think after the pandemic.
definitely not. And they have basically realized the benefits of going online, going digital, and the time that they could save in this entire process, right?
Yeah.
So once you adopt it, there is no way you want to look back. Yeah.
So e-signature benefits are experienced, across the departments, and these are the results from an IDC survey of annual percentage change to these respective benefits, right? So across departments like operations, HR, and IT have seen higher results for employee experience, right? And finance and legal are seeing results in terms of employee productivity, whereas customer support is seeing reduced transaction times, and marketing and sales have realized faster time to market. So if you categorize them, you see these benefits are across employee experience and partner experience, as well as across customer experience as well. Now together, what that has meant is reduced business risk and increased profits and revenue, and in turn reducing the costs. But these are the results from real businesses from a survey. But I'll also take you through some of the benefits that a few of our customers have realized, right, across departments. Let's look at those. Let's look at Neuropath. Now, this for their human resources department, they were emailing documents to new hires in order to collect their signatures. Now, this process took quite a bit of time to complete, and it created a significant amount of work for the new joiners, because they had to figure out how to sign the documents on their own. They had to print, sign, and scan their onboarding paperwork, and then email the packet back to Neuropath. Now, all that was replaced by integrating with e-signatures, by speeding up the onboarding process. They also integrated with their recruitment and other HR software like Freshdeal, and they used templates for onboarding forms. I think Astra will show us about how to use templates in the demo after some time. And what they have achieved is productivity improvements by 60%, and fewer inaccurate and partially filled forms. Right. So that is from Neuropath. Let's see another case, customer story where Aruba Bank. Now, they wanted to ensure that their customers consistently have the best banking experience, right? And most of their processes were manual, right, to open new bank accounts. So the Aruba team then wanted to rethink these banking processes to delight the customers. So what they did was they digitized 70 plus forms, and then introduced in-person and remote signing for their banking processes, right? And all of this was done, through a secure way with audit trails, up to the banking standards. And their outcomes were also 60% reduction in paperwork, and even their processes were twice as fast. So that meant that customers' wait times had reduced quite a lot, and their customer experience was great, right? So this is from the sales and customer service point of view. Whereas let me take you through another use case of Rappi. Now, Rappi is the largest on-demand instant delivery and super app company in Latin America, and they faced huge paperwork backlogs, and they were losing out on critical business opportunities because of their tedious contract management processes, because they had to onboard hundreds and thousands of restaurants every month, and they were relying on these paper-based processes, which was taking a long time, right? So then they turned to e-signatures and use templates for their partner contracts, and immediately they realized the benefits where contract turnaround times were reduced from weeks to minutes, and this meant that their partner experience also improved greatly, right? And after they realized these benefits, they started using e-signatures across their departments, right, to scale their internal as well as external workflows. So these are the benefits, like across not just one but multiple departments, and these are just the three use cases. There are many such use cases across departments that you might relate to, right? Offer letters and expense reimbursement in HR, master service agreements and change authorizations in operations and IT, sales contracts, commission agreements in sales, shareholder agreements, merger and acquisition agreements, and others in legal and compliance. So a lot of these use cases are ideal for e-signature workflows, right? So I hope you realize the benefits as well as the different use cases. But before you choose an e-signature platform, I think apart from the core features of in-person signing, remote signing, or how the experience is, I think there are some key parameters that you should keep in mind when evaluating these platforms, right? The first one I would say is the ease of use. How intuitive is the user experience? I think that is a key question to ask, because you want people to adopt it, right? And does it require any user training, right? It should not ideally require any user training. And you can check this out by trying the platform, as well as by seeing some of the review sites like G2. They have these criteria on ease of use. You can check that out, or you can even see some of the App Store reviews, or the Google Play Store reviews. That should give you an idea of how easy to use an e-signature platform is, right? The next criteria is like cross-platform, right? So are there mobile and web apps available for it? And not only that, right? Is the experience seamless, right, with device continuity? That means you should be able to start a workflow on one device and then be able to continue it on another device, right? On the from web to mobile and vice versa. Now, also, are the key features available on both mobile and the web? So that is also a question that you should ask. Okay? The next parameter is integrations. Now, a lot of work actually gets done outside of the e-signature platform in the business productivity apps that you use, right? So there should be integrations available for your business apps, right? I see that most of the folks might be using either Microsoft 365 or Google Apps, right? So integrations with those should be available, and those with the business applications like Salesforce, right? CRM, those kind of integrations should be available when you're evaluating any signature platform. Then one more important parameter is the total cost of ownership, right? Now, this is not just the licensing cost. Generally, e-signature platforms are priced based on the number of users, right? Like a seat-based pricing. But what happens is the pricing is not either not that transparent, or there are limits on the number of documents, right? So if there what ends up happening is if your use cases are high volume, right, then you go over the limit of how many documents you can send to sign, and then the platform then charges per document, charges in the range of sometimes $3 to $5 per document. Now that itself can overtake and your license cost very quickly. So before choosing a platform, you must see how many documents you're planning to send and what is the overall total cost going to be, right? And finally, the support, right? Are adequate support options available? Is there phone support? Is there email support? Do they have good documentation available, right? And is the customer service fast and friendly, or because otherwise you will end up playing ticket ping pong until you get a resolution, right? And then is there a dedicated customer success manager available, right? So, this is particularly important for adoption across departments, right? You want those success managers to help you understand realize those benefits, and then get you quickly up to speed, and do the best practices and other shortcuts and all those things, right? So these are the key criteria to evaluate. I will now hand it over to Asta for the demo and the introduction to the platform. Over to you, Asta.
Thank you, Sudeep. Thank you for the insightful session. I'm sure all of us here would have really enjoyed and gotten a lot of information about eSignature. Thank you for that. Okay. So before I get into the demo, I would just like to spend a minute to talk about SignEasy and just a quick introduction about SignEasy, right? So I think we all can agree that the last 2 years have completely changed the way we work. With the world going completely remote, effective collaboration, team collaboration is now of utmost importance. At SignEasy, we constantly thrive to help businesses of all sizes function seamlessly by providing the end-to-end document lifecycle management workflows under one roof. By that, what I mean is, be it your HR team who needs to send out an offer letter, or be it your finance team who needs to send an invoice at the end of every month, all can be done under one roof with the help of SignEasy and its deep integration with some of the most popular productivity apps. Most of us here today would agree with me that we either use Google Workspace or Microsoft 365 Suite to perform our day-to-day activities. And keeping that in mind, what we thought is, we need to eliminate the need to switch context continuously to be able to get our documents signed, or to be able to manage our documents. Why not we can perform the same operation from the environment of our choice, be it Outlook, be it Google Docs or Gmail. We live and breathe within such productivity apps. Why can't we bring SignEasy to you and make the process even more simpler, right? So due to all of these factors, today we have over 10 million customers with us and 43,000 companies across the world who are using SignEasy in a day-to-day basis and getting their paperwork sorted. Not just that, the SignEasy's most important consideration today is the security and the privacy of our customers' data and information. We are proud to say that we are compliant with some of the major security regulations such as HIPAA, SOC 2, GDPR, etc. And we are also proud to let you all know that we have multiple recognitions in our name, be it Aragon or be it G2 Crowd naming us as the global leader in the eSignature space, or software reviews considering us as one of the champions. So you name it, we have it. And it is definitely the result of the great work that we have been doing. We have been helping our customers, our users for the last few years, right? So yeah, I mean, without further delay, I would dive right into the demo and share with you all some of the elaborate customer stories and how some of these customers have been using SignEasy, right? You have seen Sudeep talking about a few of the customers and sharing their success stories with you. What I'm going to do here is I'm basically going to show you how these customers have been using our platform so far. Uh, I think if you remember, Sudeep was talking about Rappi. So Rappi, as he mentioned, is a super app or an on-demand delivery platform that helps people in the Latin America to get their goods delivered faster, right? It's like a one-click mobile app to deliver all your groceries and other goods. Um, so they have been with us since our early days, right? Since our very early days, Rappi has been with us, and till today, they have onboarded over 250 team members with SignEasy. Before SignEasy, I mean, as you know that they tie up with restaurant owners, partners. Before SignEasy, the process would take days for their partners to get the paperwork and sign it and send it back to them. In this fast-paced world, it was not possible for them to rely completely on offline paperwork management, and that is the whole reason they decided to adopt an e-signature solution. As they started using SignEasy, they eventually have been able to sign 100 contracts in a day, sorry, 1,000 contracts in a day. And the onboarding process have been so much simpler for them. They have been able to onboard 5x more restaurant partners in a day, and that has changed the whole way they were handling paper. And like every time they onboard a restaurant partner, they need to sign a service level agreement, right? Master service agreement, or MSA that we say. What they need to do is every day they have a new partner, they send that agreement out to them, and it is a continuous process. So sending them out for signature, and the process can be a bit tedious as well, even if you are adopting a e-signature solution. So now I'm going to showcase the power of templates, how you can create a document once and then keep sending it to your vendors, to your partners again and again, and keep reusing them without the need of spending the same amount of time every day, right? So I'll be sharing my screen to showcase this particular use case. So as you can see in the left hand side, you see the option called templates, right? I already have created a few templates, but here what I'm going to do is I'll create a fresh new template and show you the benefits of it. You upload a MSA or a service level master service agreement, and I want to share it with my partner, right? This is the role that you assign to assigned to your signers, and this particular role can have any number of signers, and you can share it with n number of signers in the long run. I'll just go ahead and showcase it to you. You can also add any messages if you want, but then it's optional at this point. You can add more than one role, but just keeping in mind the time constraint, I'll go ahead with one role at this point. The second option is adding fields. We highly encourage our users, our customers, to add fields for the signers so that they do not miss out on any important places where they should have signed and they did not. This basically, creates a chaos and you need to start the process again. So we highly encourage that you add all the fields at the right place where you want your signers to sign. You can resize your fields, you can make it mandatory or non-mandatory, and you can also change the date format as per your wish. So here I'm adding a few fields for my partner to sign and then close on this agreement, right? Now what I'm doing is I'm saving this template. Now, if I exit out of this and then go to my template, I see that I have the template here, right? If you view the template, you will see the fields that I have just added to this document. All I need to do is send it out for signature. If you wish, you can also edit it, but I'll just go ahead and send it out for signature. Now, if you remember, we had a role called partner that we had assigned to the template, right? Now it's time to assign a signer, right? So now if you see here, as soon as I clicked here, you see a list of email addresses popping up here, right? All the email addresses that comes up here. The major advantage of having an integration with any of the major platform here, which is Google, Outlook, is basically you don't have to keep adding the name and email addresses every time you send out a signature request. You import it from either Google if you're using Google, or Outlook, and you will notice that all of the contacts that are present in your Google or Outlook email client will be populated here. And then all you need is basically to just start the first two letters, and it will populate the entire thing, and you basically save a little bit of time from typing those manually, right? And since Rappi sends this thousands of contracts in a day, it definitely comes handy for them to integrate or to upload contacts from either Gmail or Outlook, right? So for example, for the demo purpose, I'll just be sending this to Sudeep. Now, these partners are mostly external vendors, right? These are not a part of the Rappi's internal organization. And these partners do not necessarily have a SignEasy account with them. So how do we make sure that this document is in the right hand? We add another layer of security here that we call as two-step verification. In two-step verification, you basically add the phone number so that the signer needs to verify that it is he or she is the right person and have the authority to sign the document. You put your number, and then you basically go ahead and send it to the partner. Here, if you see, you have another option that says email subject line. We have the option to customize your subject line. This is the subject line that will show up in your email and in your partner's email. One of the advantages of customizing it is that it will be easier for you to locate. If you receive too many emails, sometimes it becomes difficult to figure out, which email is the one that you are looking for. If you can customize it, suppose if you write, Sudeep, please sign the MSA. So here you have the context, and it will be much easier for you to search for the particular document. And when the partner receives the email, for them also, if they see that this is the subject line, they know that it is a legit email that they have received and they need to take an action. We also have an option to add some message for the signer. For example, please sign this document by end of the day. They get this clear message that this is urgent and needs to be completed by the end of the day. Optionally, you also have the option to add any number of CC recipient to this signature request, right? Now I'll send it out. Once the document is sent, Sudeep will receive an email in his inbox with a link to sign the document, right? And I can also track the progress of the document both in the email and also from the platform right here, right? So if I go to the section where it says waiting for others, I can see that it says waiting for Sudeep. And it also says that this has a two-factor verification that Sudeep needs to verify, and only then he'll be able to view the document, right? And you can write from right here, send a reminder, because this is an urgent document, needs to be completed by the end of the day. You have the option to send a reminder, which will again trigger an email for Sudeep, and he can basically get another email to sign the document. So this is the process of end-to-end process of creating a template and sending an sending a signature request. So if you see the template here, you will see that your template is still here, which is unaffected. And it is exactly the same that you have created, and you can send it out to another user. And the possibilities are endless. You can keep sending it to users again and again and again without going through the pain of, adding fields multiple times. So this was one of the stories of our customers Rappy, and how they have been using SignEasy in the past few years. Now, now I have spoken about our out of the box integrations, right? And I like to take this opportunity to showcase one of our integrations, Outlook, and how it has benefited one of our customers, La Cabana Beach Resort. They have onboarded close to 26 members to SignEasy because the turnaround time, the paperwork turnaround time for them was too high. They, whenever it was time for them to collect signatures on documents such as termination paperwork or recruitment paperwork or certain employee training paperwork, it used to take a very long time to follow the traditional approach of printing, scanning, downloading, and then sending it out, right? Either via email, and then the employee has to download it, again, scan it, sign it, and send it. The process was tedious for them. Now, when they started using SignEasy, they got to know that we have an out-of-the-box integration with Outlook. Now the process have become so simple for them that they do not even have to, go to SignEasy web app. They use Outlook every day. They use Outlook every day to communicate with their team members, to communicate with external stakeholders, to communicate with their new candidates, new hirees or joinees, right? So now what happens, the HR manager of La Cabana basically delegates the task to create an offer letter to his employees in the HR team, right? So once the member of the HR team creates the offer letter, he or she wants to verify it with the HR manager. Once that is done, all the HR manager needs to do is basically install an add-in into the Outlook app. I have already installed one, but I'll quickly show you how you can get an add-in within the Outlook. Search for SignEasy, and you will see an option called Add. Since I've already added it, I'm seeing the option of Remove. But if you are doing it for the first time, you will see an option that says Add here, right? And as soon as you add the option, you will see SignEasy coming up here. Every time you open an email that has an attachment added to it, you will see the option coming up here. You will also see the option here, right? So now I click here. I see three options. Since this is an offer letter that I need to basically send it out to an external stakeholder or my candidate, like La Cabana usually does. Basically, they use the Outlook add-in to send recruitment letters or training letters to their employees. So I'll use the option Send for Signature, right? So as soon as I choose the option Send for Signature, you can see that my document has already been uploaded to my SignEasy interface, and I do not really need to do anything else here. It just as soon as you click, it is imported automatically. So I'll just need to add the name of the candidate, add the signer. I can also choose to add as many signers as I want, but since this is an offer letter that I'll be only sending to one person, so I just added one. We also have the option to edit it in case we have some kind of typo, we can do that. Same as our web application, you can see that we have an option to add CC recipients. We also have an option to write a message for the signer. And like I mentioned previously, we highly encourage everyone to add fields to any of the documents that you send out for signature, right? And although we also have an option to send it out without any fields, but just to avoid any confusion and not further delay the paperwork process, signature process, we recommend you choose the option to add fields. Now you will see a similar interface that you might have seen in my previous demo. This interface will let you add the different fields that you want to assign to your signer. So this is an offer letter that I have, and I basically want my employee signature here and also want them to add the date, right? So as soon as a signature request has been sent out, you will notice that you will be directed back to the source, that is your Outlook app. So it is that simple. You have not really logged into a separate interface. You are in your Outlook, you imported the document to SignEasy, and then you basically have sent it out, right? I hope this is a much simpler use case. If you are using any of these tools such as, you know, Outlook, Gmail, Google Docs, and if your use case is to send or sign a document, and every time you use a new document that you need to send out, I think this will definitely save some time for you. Now, you also have few more options here. You can send a reminder to the candidate in case, you know, they have not signed it on time. You can send another document for signature right from here, or choose to go back. And then you also have an option to check the document summary. In the document summary, we basically show you the documents that are pending on others, the documents that you and your signers have completed. And we also have the option to download all of these documents, the top 10 documents that are listed here. We also have an option to share the signed document with other stakeholders right from the Outlook app, right? You can just choose any signers, and there is a pre-populated text that we already added for you. So in case you want to change it or edit it, you would be able to do so, and just hit the send button and you are done, right? So this is the end-to-end flow of how you can basically leverage our integrations across different productivity apps. This was just an example for Outlook. If you go to our Google Workspace app, and you will see a similar workflow within Gmail, Docs, Google Docs, Google Sheets, and Google Drive. If you go to Microsoft Teams, you will also be experiencing a similar deep integrations workflow that will enable you to do your work faster without switching context multiple times, right? So this is what I wanted to share with you all. If you have any questions, please feel free to shoot it in the Q&A.
Thank you, Aska. That was really interesting. I especially like the Outlook one, where you were able to do the entire workflow without actually leaving Outlook. So yeah, that was fun. And please share any questions that you may have, and then we'll get to those next. So yeah, if you can also start a 14-day free trial at signeasy.com, or to try out the platform, and and then please write to us if you have if you need more information or need a custom demo. Please write to it as sales@signeasy.com. I'll share these in the chat soon. Meanwhile, please share any questions that you have. Let me just check if we have anything so far. Yeah, so the first question we have is, do the signers also need to have a SignEasy account to sign documents? So yeah,
I can.
Yeah, sure.
No, please go ahead, Sudeep. Sorry.
Yeah, so we don't, the signers don't really need to have a account to sign any documents. So the accounts is mainly for sending out the workflows. Of course, they can go ahead and create in order to save their signatures, right? So if they are frequently signing documents, and they want to store their signature, then definitely they can create an account and store it on the app or the and then use that same signature across the different things. But there's no, they can do so without creating the account as well. We have another question. Uh, are there any limits to the number of documents that can be signed with SignEasy? So the answer to that is no. There are like if you are on a business plan, we don't limit by the number of documents. In fact, you can even create unlimited templates. Some platforms limit by number of documents or templates, but for a business for our business customers, right? For the business plan, we don't have any such limits. So you can go ahead and send documents for signatures and create as many templates as well. So we don't have that.
Yeah, I think you all should definitely, hit signeasy.com and start your 14-day trial, as Sudeep mentioned. This will give you a clear picture of the various capabilities that we offer, and I mean, you can decide it for yourself. It is definitely something to look into.
Also, I think there's one more question that
Hmm.
we have for they were here. They want to know: is there what are the is there a way to know how my e-signature workflows are performing, right? In a reporting or in a reporting reports for understanding the e-signature workflow performance.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I think I can just
Yeah, just
maybe I can share my screen quickly and then,
sure.
yeah, just give me a minute. So we have something called reports in our platform, which basically lets you view the performance and the usage of the app by all of the members that you have onboarded to SignEasy, and this will give you a clear picture around the adoption and who is using, and to whom you have sent a signature, that have who all have signed it, who all have not signed it, how many documents are pending on you. Just give me a minute. Yeah, I'll just share my screen quickly. Yeah, so this is the report section that you have. So if you are on a business plan, and you can definitely onboard n number of users to our platform, and if you are the admin, you have access to your team's usage report as well as your usage report, right? And all of your members who have onboarded to SignEasy, they can view their own usage, but only the admin will have access to the entire team's usage. So at this point, if you see, what is the completion rate, what does completion rate means, right? You can just hover over it and you'll see the percentage of document that has been signed compared to all documents that have been sent out, right? So if you have sent out 10 documents, 3 has been signed and 7 has not been signed yet, right? How many documents have been self-signed? By self-signed, it means how many documents have been signed by themselves and not sent out for signature. This is how many signature requests have been sent out by your team members to an external stakeholder. So if I see these are all the members that have been onboarded to this particular team. I am the admin of this team, and then I have onboarded 4 different members to this particular SignEasy team, right? And if you see that if you see Abhay's, he has basically sent out 14 documents, completed 2, declined 0, voided 0, and he has self-signed 5 documents and sent out 6 request signature. Similarly, you can see the same report for all the members that you have onboarded. You can also download this download this report in CSV format, and if you wish to perform any analysis on top of it, you can do so. Since you are the admin, you will also be able to see your usage as well as team's usage, right? So here, that talks about your usage, how many you have sent, you have completed, declined, and voided. Declined and voided is basically the request signatures that have not gone through. Either you have canceled it or your signer have canceled it or declined the request, right? And the rest of the process is almost the same. It looks exactly the same. So yeah, so I hope this helps.
Yeah, Asra, while you're in the product, there's one more question which talks about if they can share a link on their website to and then share that for a document that needs to be sent.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think I was talking about the template feature, right? So in our template feature, we have this interesting feature, which we call it as template link. If you see, so if you have created a template which has one role in it, what you can do is basically you see this option here, the link option here, and then what you can do is you can turn it on, and then you can turn it on, and then you will see the option here. So you basically copy, and as soon as you copy, you can use this link. This is basically a signing link. You can use this link to send an email to n number of users. You can also copy this link and send it across WhatsApp, text messages, anywhere. And as soon as the signers click on this link, they will be basically able to sign this document without having to sign up to Sign Easy. All they need to do is basically share their email addresses, and they will receive an one-time OTP to validate that you are the signer and then sign the document. And you can basically also have a kiosk. If you have a kiosk, you can basically put up this QR code right out there, and anyone who has a mobile phone can basically scan it and sign the document. This sometimes has been used by some of our customers who basically need to keep track of the attendance. Suppose it's a yoga class and you need to keep attendance, and then you basically need to you can just put the QR code out, and then they can just click on it and sign it. And similarly, the link has the same use case. Hope this helps.
Yeah, I think that was helpful. I think for waivers and any other such use cases, like you mentioned, kiosk also is useful.
Yeah.
That's all the questions we have so far. And thank you for joining us. And like we shared before, like you can start a 14-day free trial at signeasy.com, or please write to us for more information or a custom demo at sales@signeasy.com. And once again, thank you so much for joining us and taking time out. Have a nice rest of the day or evening, depending on where you're joining from.
Thank you, everyone. This was lovely meeting you all. Thank you.